Hey everybody, well we are going to start all the way at the very top of the ship, Loft 19. As you can see there, it is an extra charge. This is if you got some extra money to burn and want a really nice experience of relaxation. So let's take a peek here. All right, so here we are up at Loft 19. We're taking a right as we head in. And you can see the number of lounge chairs, but more importantly, the cabanas there. And there's the first one we're going to come across. There are a dozen of these throughout Loft 19. And anybody who rents one, you get a bottle of champagne and fresh fruit, and you have your own wait service and things like that. There you see the pool, which is very nice. You have your own private pool, so you're not bothered by a bunch of people, coming in there, crowding your space, so to speak. Just taking another loop around here. We're going to go past 3 more cabanas here on my right. And you can rent these for the week or for the day. It is a little pricey though. It's out of my price range unless I start making a whole lot more money. But anybody wants to invite me along, I'll be happy to join you in your cabana for a beverage or a snack. And the lounge back on one of those loungers in the shade doesn't sound too bad either. All right, so we've done a loop around Loft 19, and now we're going to go down to the Serenity deck, which is free to everyone. And the XL class has done an amazing job with the Serenity deck. You just see hundreds of loungers, day beds, reclining type situations. Here you got some tables in case you'd like to have a salad there from Fresh Creations that we're going past right there right now. And then there's a bar on the left too, so you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage. We're going to go towards the front of the ship, which is still the Serenity deck. You see all those day beds there on my right and all the loungers there on my left. By the way, we are doing this at a very fast speed because I know your time is valuable and you don't want to spend an hour watching a ship tour when you can get one done in less than 30 minutes. This is going to be a full ship tour and we're going to give it to you in under 30 minutes. So keep watching. All right, we're taking a full loop around, and each side has a big giant hot tub, as you see there on my right. There's another one on the opposite side. And now we are starting to exit the Serenity area. So we're going down to deck 17, but we're not going to be here long. Deck 17 overlooks the main deck, the Lido deck, where the main pool is there. But we're going to cross the other side so we can go to the Sports Square area, which is also deck 18. So we're going to go ahead and take these steps up right here, and that's where I'll give you my intro.
Cruise Code! Yeah!
I just can't get away from a good time.
Coach Cruise, like, subscribe, share. You know what to do.
All right, so we're back. We're in the Sports Square, deck 18, like I said. We're going around the little track, only a single lane track, but, there's got to be a couple flaws, right? This is the ropes entrance. If you look above there, you have the ropes course, and it's a very nice ropes court. On the left, you got a basketball court, and they play pickleball and stuff there. Above me is some of the track for Bolt, the roller coaster. And we're going to keep going around this single track. Up on our left, we're going to come to the smaller water parks area for the little kiddos entrance there. But then above, you see some of the bigger water slides that the bigger kiddos will get a chance to go on, and some adults too. You have the mini golf there on my right. That can be a lot of fun, but we're going to keep going around the track here, get all our steps in, and we're going to come across the Bolt roller coaster that I had just mentioned. You see there is one of the Bolt roller coasters, and you see a number of people on my right waiting for it to open up. We're going to turn back around and head the other way because we're going to go down to deck 17. We're going to keep this tour going fast and furious. All right, so we go down to deck 17 here. I'm going to take a peek back over the Tides pool at the back of the ship on deck 16. Right there on my right, you see a couple hot tubs and a pool. We'll get back there in just a bit, but we are going to go past the smoking area. This is one of several smoking areas that they have on the ship, but that's a pretty big one. And still loungers, if you want to get lost and hide on this ship, it's pretty easy to do. As you can see, plenty of nooks and crannies and chairs all over the ship somewhere. you can get lost if you want to. All right, so we're headed toward the midship area now. Again, we are in deck 17, and as we overlook the Lido deck, we see the main pool there, and this is the top of the Red Frog Rum Bar. But we're gonna go past behind that, take a left, and what do we come upon but Guy's Burgers? The largest Guy's Burgers. There's 3 of them in the XL class. Currently 2 more coming up, but you see just how big. And also there's Club O2 for ages 15 to 17 teens. They hang out, they have a lot of fun there. They have an indoor area and an outdoor area. But now we're gonna go down to the Lido deck where all the action is, the main pool. They have a hot tub. This is where all the deck parties are at. So it can be a lot of fun up here, and they have some nice food selections in addition to that double-decker Red Frog Rum Bar. Let's go take a look at that first food selection here. One of my favorites on the left. You see a number of people in line here. We're talking burritos and tacos. I favor the tacos, and look at, you got all those toppings that you can throw on them there. But one of the really cool things about the XL class is this street eats area. Now the first one is Seafood Shack. Most of you know that. That's at a cost seafood, but you got Time Fries, Steam Dream, and the Mad Sizzle. These are changing on the daily, so you can get a different tasting each day from each one of those individual street eats, and they're no cost. The Seafood Shack, of course, is a cost, but some very good seafood there as well. All right, so now what we are doing is we're heading into the Lido Marketplace, and that is where you're gonna find your buffet. Now with the bigger ship, you get some more offerings. This is a traditional buffet, and they have like stations. They have several stations at the midship area, and then more toward the back of the ship, so they can accommodate as many people as possible. And in between, they have these galleys or these halls where they serve different things. Like in the morning, for example, they might be serving omelets, but as lunch and dinner come about, you having gelato, for example, different types of gelato that change throughout the course of the cruise. You got salad bars. In the morning, you're going to have danishes and rolls and things like that. At lunch, deli meats, sandwich meats, things like that. So and there's a carving station there that I had just passed for the morning, or, they'll hand out bacon or whatever, because you can't just grab as much bacon as you want anymore. They actually have to serve it up to you. Now, one of my favorite places is coming up right here, and on the left, you see it is Shaq's Big Chicken. We're going out toward the Tides Pool, and that's where you're going to find Shaq's Chicken. The morning, it is not very busy, but they do have breakfast sandwiches in the morning, and they are very tasty. Not as tasty as the lunch, I would argue. The Uncle Jerome sandwich, if you like just a little bit of spice, is heavenly. I highly recommend the Uncle Jerome sandwich for any of you that have not tried Shaq's Big Chicken. If you don't like any spice at all, they have a couple sandwiches for you too, but Uncle Jerome can't go wrong if you like a little bit of spice. Big, juicy, meaty sandwiches. There is one of the hot tubs across the other way. There's a second one, and of course the regular Tides Infinity Pool there. Now here is Tides Bar on my left, where you can get a drink if you're hanging out in the back there at that particular pool or hot tub. All right, we are gonna go back in the Lido Marketplace, and we are going to zoom through here. And let me just say, now is a good time to pause this film and hit that like button. And if you're not already a subscriber to Coach Cruise, I would much appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It's not just ship tours we do reviews of ships, and we do excursion reviews, we do interviews with your favorite cruise directors, we'll do all kinds of things, cruise news. So would appreciate that subscribe button to be clicked off with the notification bell, be even better. All right, now we are on the bottom level of the Red Frog Rum Bar here. We're back on the Lido deck, and now it's time to go inside and go down to the other public areas, which are on decks 8, 7, 6, and below the spa. On deck 5, there's actually some area that I will show you for those of you that choose to enjoy the spa. So here we are at deck 16, and boom, just like that, we are down to deck 8. All right, so we are at deck 8 at the front of the ship, And then here we have CHIBANG, which is Asian cuisine and Mexican cuisine fused together. They have two separate menus. I highly recommend. It's $20 per person, but on the Asian side of the menu, one of the rare things they charge for is this duck, but it is amazing. Only $20 per person. A chef brings it out. It's really, really good. We're in the Havana area already, the Havana bar. Through that window there to my right is a little pool, and then the other side of this Havana bar is an outside Havana bar, exclusive only to guests staying in the Havana area. What I'd shown right there really quick was just a glimpse of the coffee machine, the espresso machine. You can come there with almost no line in the morning rather than going to Java Blue. So just a little tip there for you. Overlooking center stage, and there's one of the bars on deck 7 that you can get a drink if you're enjoying the show. Here we're coming up on BONSAI Teppanyaki. This is where you can seat 11 people at 3 or 4 different stations, and you have your own private chef dicing up your favorite meats and veggies and rice for like a Benihana kind of experience. And then there's BONSAI Sushi, where you get your traditional sushi rolls, bowls of noodles, things like that. That was very good. We're going past some of the jewelry shops and watch shops. And then now we're coming upon the Pixel area. If you want all those memories and great photos of your cruise, they're always taking pictures of you, and you can get the very best ones here in the Pixel studio area. Now, we're going by this lovely little antique boat at CUCINA del Capitano. We're just going to give you a peek into the dining room here, but this is your Italian cuisine, and it's free. It's free on the XL class, at least your first time, and after that it's $5. The Marina bar there for a beverage you might like, and on my right, that is Coastal Slice. So if you would like a slice of pizza, or a whole pizza even for that matter, you can go there and get your favorite pizza. On my right here is Beach Buns. Now that is where your deli is. Not traditional deli, but some new sandwiches that you may have never tasted. RUDY'S Sea Grill. Now this is at a cost, roughly $50 per person. And I'm just taking you through the dining room here, but they have some wonderful seafood selection. So if you're a big seafood nut and you want to try something different besides the steakhouse, that's what you got there. There is the adventures area, where you can book an excursion in one of the ports that you'll be visiting on your cruise. We're going past guest services if you have any problem. Guy's Pig and Anchor Bar, great bourbons. They have live music here in the evenings. They have your barbecue food, and this is a free restaurant to eat at. They do have some good selections. It's not the best barbecue, but it's pretty good. This is Heroes Tribute Lounge on my left here. This is where you'll see a lot of people watching sports, and of course to pay tribute to our amazing military, the men and women who serve there. You see some great memorabilia and things like that to celebrate our veterans. All right, and directly in front of me, this is a additional breakfast buffet that they have in Guy's Pig and Anchor that it's often overlooked, and you see not very crowded. You see the servers there are very happy to say hello and welcome and greet you as you go by. Just on the outside here, we have the Sea Day Barbecue. Now, you got your brisket, you got your pulled pork, you got your chicken, you got your greens, you got your mac and cheese, you got your rolls, you got your sausages, got a whole bunch of stuff. Those of you that are super into barbecue, it's probably not going to be the best barbecue you ever had, but if you're not a big barbecue fan, there are some good items on there for you. Here's Summer Landing, the pool area, a nice big pool you see there, big infinity pool, plenty of seating back here, and then we go past 2 big hot tubs, and directly in front of me is the Watering Hole Bar. Great drink there is the Watermelon Crush. I highly recommend you check that out. All right, so we are back in Guy's Pig and Anchor, and we're going to cut through here. We're going to go the back way behind the bar so I can give you a peek of the brewery. You see all the brew kettles there where they brew the beer. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to go down to deck 7, because again, this is a fast and furious ship tour to save you time. so you don't have to watch one of those 45-minute or hour-long ship tours, but yet I show you everything, and I'm talking as fast as I can hardly breathe. All right, we are in the Pacific restaurant. This is the upper level of the Pacific restaurant. This is where you're gonna come for your main dining. Most of you will come here anyway, especially if you're on your time dining. You'll go in either on deck 7 or deck 6. We'll get a better look down on deck 6, but I just want to take you in there and give you a peek. And this is the steakhouse, Fahrenheit 555 steakhouse. The bar there, anybody can go there and have a drink anytime you want. You don't need reservations at the steakhouse to enjoy a drink there. And the watermelon martini, excellent at the Fahrenheit 555 steakhouse. Now, one of the cool things over here, you see these LCD screens that are turned off across the way. It says gone fishing, but that little computer monitor I went there, you can change what it looks like on those monitors. The Alchemy bar, we got to mention that really quick. Best bar at sea, I think, in my opinion. It's very crowded on the XL classes, but if you can get there early enough, get a drink, you're fine. Now here we're the Limelight Lounge. This is where your club is going to be late nights, but then it is a Punchliner comedy club, usually the family-friendly version, in that area there. All right, so we have some shops up here on my right, and there's the liquor store, another Carnival souvenir store here overlooking center stage from deck 7. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the gigantic casino, and we're gonna start on the non-smoking side, just give you a look at some of the table games there. Obviously they have roulette, blackjack, 3-card poker, hundreds of slot machines. They got all kinds of games. Chances are you'll be able to find a game that you like, and hopefully you'll win. Now there is the casino bar. That is the late bar on the ship. If you need a drink late, that's where you're gonna go. Now we are on the smoking side of the casino now, but still hundreds of machines, and there are table games on my right there, even though you can't see them very well. They're over there, see, there they are. And now we're headed to the Jubilee Theater. Now this spans decks 7 and 6. So we are on deck 7 now, but as each step we take, we're getting closer to deck 6. And there's a secret passageway that I'm gonna take you through. Once we get to the front of the stage here, we're gonna hang a right and go to our right. And this is your secret passageway right here to deck 6. It lets you out right by the spa. So when you go on the ship, you can act like you know the ship by the back of your hand and say, I got a secret way to get into this theater, and this is the way you're gonna go, right past the spa. So we are on deck 6 now, and we're gonna go into said spa, and even though we're on deck 6, we're gonna drop down deck 5 because that's where all the good stuff of the spa is. Deck 6 is pretty much just to check in, but there you have a beauty salon or a hairstylist, and there is the rest area, relaxation area where you can get teas or water. They might have some coffee in there for you too. Here I'm just getting a quick cup of water because I'm tired. I'm out of breath here. This has been fast and furious. All right, now we are going to go to the thermal suite, and this area you can really relax in. They have those thermal type beds that you lay on that have warm heat coming out of them. They have aroma steam rooms. They have regular steam rooms. They have like an infrared salt room. That was the aroma steam room there. And they also have this like bath water, like whirlpool type tub that is heavenly. I absolutely passed out in that thing one day, literally passed out. I fell asleep in there, laying on the flute-like little reclining bed that's in this hot tub at the end of the pool there. And then you see there's a number of towels here. It can get crowded in here, and all those beds can get taken up. Here you see it's not too crowded. This little button here is a cold shower. Can't see the water falling down very well, but trust me, there's a lot of water falling down right there. And now we're going out here. I'm gonna show you at the end of this video, that is a secret elevator that goes from decks 5 to 17. If you book a spa cabin, you have a private elevator that takes you all the way up to your deck 17 and then all the way down right into the thermal suite. Or you can go out this side hallway here like I'm doing. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back up to deck 6, and we're gonna cross our way from the spa to the fitness center, and I am going to give you a peek of the fitness center here in just a second. All right, here we go. Crossing the hallway into the fitness center. We're gonna get our workout on now. At least I did once while I was on my cruise. I hope you get in there more than I did. But I did get in there once and I got a decent workout. You see here are some healthy-minded people getting their exercise on. You got the treadmills, you got the elliptical machines there. You got a variety of cardio machines, and obviously there's a number of dumbbells and benches and Nautilus type machinery, strength training machines that you can use to get that muscular look if that's what you're going for, or the lean and fit look. Whatever body type you're going for, you can try to maintain that there in the fitness center. All right, as we head out of the fitness center and we hang a right, on our left, we're gonna come to the dedicated Punchliner Comedy Club. But as you can see, there's artwork in there. So it's not always for the Punchliner Comedy Club. And the door was locked because the artwork wasn't ready yet. There's the Carnival Jubilee sign there on deck 6, but there it is zoomed in to show you it was the Punchliner Comedy Club. Now, this is open here on my right. Those piano bar fans out there, this is your spot here. You see the big piano right in front of me. This is also where I did my interview with Louis Claire, who was the cruise director at the time, if you want to go check that out in my videos. And now we are entering the Grand Central in the center stage area. But here on my right is the Java Blue Cafe. I want to point something out here. In the morning, you have breakfast sandwiches, and lunch and dinner, they have, regular sandwiches. They're free, and they'll heat them up for you and everything, and they have some free danishes and stuff. They do have some goodies at a cost, though, cupcakes and donuts and things. There's the center stage bar, and then in front of me, they are rehearsing for the show We Are One, which is an excellent show you might want to check out on any XL class ship. But they're in here, doing the aerial acrobatics, stretching out, practicing, rehearsing, they're singing and stuff for tonight's show, which we did catch, and it was very good, as it always is. All right, so we're going to exit the center stage area, and we are going to go into the Currents area after we pass the Cherry on Top candy shop. And there's more in there than just candy. There's some souvenirs and things like that, but mostly candy. So if you got your sweet tooth going, that's where you want to go. Now here's the Golden Mermaid Bar on my right, and then in front of me is a seating area that caters to live music. They play a lot of live music in. The band at the time we were there were Lady and the Vamps, and honestly the best band I've seen throughout the Carnival fleet in all my times going. Now we got lucky and we got to peek in on the Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham breakfast. You've seen a number of kiddos in there, and we even got attacked by Thing 1, or is it Thing 2? Not so much attacked, they're just saying hi, but they did come over and say hi to all of us. So get ready to say hi to Thing 1 or Thing 2. It is Thing 2. Thing 2 wanted to say, hey, hope you're enjoying the tour. We'll wait and see you here. All right, as we come out there, you see Erin in front of me, and she's like, let's go this way. I'm like, okay, let's go that way. And we are gonna head back into the Currents area, and when we come out of here, we're gonna come across Dr. Ink's bar. They have a number of unusual drinks there, some very different flavor combinations that you might really like. Then the Emerald's Bistro. Now these are at a cost food items here, but there are some very good ones. I mean, there's so much food on this ship, you honestly don't have time to eat it all. Carnival Kitchen, if you want to make your own food, as if they don't have enough for you, it can be fun to take a cooking class there, and they have a variety of different cooking classes that you can enjoy. Now, as promised, the Pacific Restaurant here, deck 6, and I'm going to take you to the middle of the Pacific Restaurant because there's a beautiful chandelier or light fixture, I guess you could say, in the middle of the dining room here that I wanted to point out. But this is Sea Day Brunch because it was the last sea day, and yeah, everybody in there enjoying their brunch. But look at that beautiful light fixture. That is really cool. One of my favorites throughout the Carnival fleet. Now I'm taking you back to center stage because we're pretty much done, folks. And I want to thank you for taking part and watching this all the way to the end. I tell you what, I'm out of breath. I'm going to need to have a drink of water here once I get done yapping my mouth at the end of this. But yeah, if you could please hit that like and subscribe button. that would make me so happy to have you part of the Coach Cruise team. And I'll bring you a lot more informative videos, from cruise news to cruise excursions to how to save money. I have a lot of videos on saving money. We got some fun videos, like I host a bar crawl every cruise that I go on, and those are always really fun videos. So if you are an avid cruiser, especially if you cruise Carnival a lot, you're definitely going to want to check out my channel and join the Coach Cruise family. And we're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook page and we have a Facebook group. So if you go to Facebook and type in Coach Cruise, you're going to find me. Finally, we go into the spa here because we wore ourselves out, and we have some sugar scrubs that they gave us in these little containers here. And I'm going to show you that elevator that I promised I would. Now we're coming down from deck 17. This is deck 17 here. If you have a spa cabin, you simply put your card on your secret little elevator there. We're gonna jump into this elevator, got our robes on, we got our sugar scrubs ready to go, and we're gonna take this, they told us to take this into one of the steam rooms and rub it all over ourselves and just lay back and relax. So we're gonna take you into the spa area one more time, and we are on our way to relaxation. All right, that wraps it up for my part, but yeah, you can book the spa if you want, and they have daily passes too. You don't have to book for a whole week or even be in a spa cabin. All right, everybody, take care. Peace out. Bye.
Hopefully you had a good time watching the behind the scenes, all the fun. And remember, if you had a good time with Coach Cruise,
Like and subscribe.
Got it.